What's going on, boys? What is going on? It's been a little while since I've streamed and I wanted to come on tonight because we've got some things to discuss. So nice to see some people in here early doors. Stefan, what's going on? Flindell, what is happening? Philly Dilly, Sam Baines, Mike of Pompeii. What's going on, mate? How are you doing? How is everyone tonight? As always, let me know that sounds all good and all that sort of stuff. You know how it is. Don't want to be talking to myself. But yeah, what's going on, boys? I was going to make a video tonight instead of doing a stream, talking about some latest success, but more kind of luck than success, I suppose. Sounding beautiful as ever. Appreciate that, Sam. Must be a little bit of sarcasm in there, mate. Yeah, I was going to make a video tonight, but decided to just come on anyway because last night I was sitting there as always, and you know, you have some Sorare thoughts going through your head when you're watching a bit of TV, chilling out and whatnot. And I had a bit of a brainwave, and I want to do something a little bit different, but it's kind of between heart, head, and everything in between at the moment. So I'm going to talk about it a little bit tonight about what to do. The Benfica game's kicking off in 15 minutes. Need a rare Truban clean sheet. Do you know what? That's where we might start because I haven't done my rivals lineup for that. And we'll talk about rivals in a minute because we've had some really, really good success this what's it called? Game week for rivals. And yeah, I'm in Division 5 now, which is good. I'm third and I have 42 points. I've got one game planned at the moment, which is a real Betis game, but I also want to do the Benfica one as well because I want to try and push if I can get one of these boxes. What even are these boxes? A premium box rather than a standard box. What is the actual difference? So limited star is 1%, whereas that is a fifth of that. So yeah, I want to try and get up into there and see what's going on. But also in terms of the team game at the moment, we've had, I think there's been 3 game weeks since it launched. Yeah, Mike, in your squad, mate. Yeah, currently third in mine. We're top again. Exactly, mate. I think we're doing all right there. We've had, I don't know whether you can see your history or somewhere. I don't know. I don't normally kind of come onto this page, I suppose. Not on a desktop anyway. But we've had 3 promotions, is it, or 2 promotions out of 3 weeks, and this would be our 3 out of 4. So we're doing well in that. And yeah, I'm third in that at the moment. You're in Division 7, Flindell. Nice, mate. Very nice. But yeah, we should be going up in the world a little bit, up in the rankings. But I do want to quickly get in my Benfica team. So obviously it's going to be Truban. I've got a Mendy in there, but I think he's the only rare card that I've got in, and I'm always against that a little bit. Let's see whether I can get Di Maria in. 40 points left. I doubt anybody's starting with 40 points. Yeah, so it might not be Di Maria, or it might not be. It might have to drop down a little bit. Although we've got Di Maria as that card there and as a 42. Haven't got a 42, so let's look at AA more so. This guy normally plays very, very well, depending on position that he plays. He's an AA monster, but then there's still 44. Still 44. And I can't get anybody in, so it might have to be him. And then what have I got left? 50. And then I can throw in no one. Really? Cappy's hard. Yeah, I was just thinking that. You've gone forward the big boys and then a Boa Vista player. You've got Truban, Otto, Di Maria, Silva, and the worst midfielder on the other team. Might not be a bad shout and subbing somebody on. Who are their subs? I suppose it doesn't really matter to a point, does it? You just want to get somebody on. Bar's a sub. He'd normally start unless he's out. I haven't even looked at the full lineups. Well, I definitely want Otamendi. In that case, I might go with some of the big boys then and just somebody shit from this team. Like, you'll do. And then... So I definitely can't get anybody else, can I? No. But I would like the Di Maria forward card. Who have you captains, boys? Di Maria or Otamendi or Kokchu because of the set pieces? I think you have to do Pavlidis and Silva to get them as a stack. I agree. I do agree, Sam, but I do like Di Maria. I held the card for a little while, so, you know, I don't know. Just got a little thing for him. You got Kareem. No, now you're doubting me. You're making me doubt. Maybe who takes set pieces this season? Because I know they're chopping and changing, right? You've gone Otamendi. Should probably actually have a look at this. Concentrate a little bit more on it. All right, let's scroll down. No, well, that's good, isn't it? That Fornell's his sub when I've got him in a lineup. Thanks for that. All right. Fairly standard-ish. Let's just have a look at the set pieces in the last 5 for this game. Because I know the new manager, looks like Kokchu is taking basically everything. Fuck it, I'm just going to do this. He can go... Oh, definitely don't want to bring them up. He can go as captain. Let's just do it that way. Definitely want passes or duels. Duels, maybe not. Passes, I've pretty much got the spine there a little bit. Let's just go passes. They should dominate. Yeah, let's see how that goes. See how I get on with that. Betis, so my lineup for this was here. Lo Celso, him not having Lo Celso is criminal, I think, whoever I'm playing against. I think Lo Celso is just going to absolutely dominate in terms of that, in that position, for that team in that league. I think he covers everything. You've gone for Otamendi, Sam. Decent, mate. So, all right, where do we start here? Let's talk about game week so far, like very quickly, and then I'm going to talk about what's happened in the last few days or so. Now, I know that, like a lot of you that are probably watching this, follow me on Twitter, and if you don't, then go ahead and follow me at the Parrot Press. And I posted what happened, but before we get there, let's look at my results this week, because it's not been amazing, to be perfectly honest. Now, I'm very happy about winning boxes. I think that boxes are so undervalued and so underrated, should I say. Goal Lo Celso, there you go. Yeah, you have to have Lo Celso in that team. So, what was I talking about? Yeah, 4 boxes. I want as much essence as I possibly can get. I want as much as I can get. I don't care whether it's 1, 2, 3, whatever it may be, fucking 5, whatever. I want essence. And the reason is because I just want to craft. I want to craft. Yeah, but Lo Celso is going to get 100, Flynn, so don't worry, mate. He's got the armband on as well. So yeah, I'm happy that I'm winning boxes, right? But let's just take a look at this. So it started well with the Spurs game, and I was expecting Bruno to do a little bit better. So Bruno was a last minute purchase for me, and I'll do a video on this in terms of latest signings and all that sort of stuff. But I bought Bruno in as my what they call classic card. I got De Bruyne as my classic card, and I'll probably bring in another couple as my classic cards, because what I'm trying to do in limited, especially, is have a differential. I don't just want a full Tottenham stack. I want a smasher to go alongside him. Now, that might be a Bruno, it might be a De Bruyne, or it could be the collections that I've started as well, with Eze potentially coming in for a game week, or Emil Smith-Rowe. He's had a great start, depending if fixtures align. And then I'll use the other cards in my Spurs collection, because I am up to 4% now in other lineups. So, for example, this was one lineup, 448 points, literally just outside, I think, by one place to get £7 or something like that back. But Spurs obviously had a decent game week. Now, the 23-second goal that, what was it, Mbumo scored, obviously killed me straight away, because if I had that clean sheet, Vicario's best part on 100, and I get the extra probably like 12 points, depending on percentage what I've actually got on Porro, and I fly up a little bit, right? So I'm coming more into here, into the top 10 potentially. But if buts, maybes, and all of that bullshit. Anyway, moving on. I'll just do it in order, but just remember what I said there about limiteds. This one then come out. Messi had his worst game week in, I think, the last like 2 years or something, and I had the armband on him as well, so not great. But then Carlos Hill didn't do amazing either. Just a little bit shit there. 50 points off of a card. And I don't know if this is one of the lineups that's getting me a box, but I hope so, because I'm in Division 1 on this. Now, back to the limited story. So I used my, what's going on, Pep Teta? Mike, you're doing that with Napoli stack. Good idea. Yeah, I think that there's going to be so many, especially like with Spurs, a team that's really, really common that people want to stack, because obviously they've got good scorers, right? And the way that Ange plays and all of that sort of stuff. There's going to be a lot of people with those 5%ers. Then it comes down to captain bonus, and maybe the odd like 0.5% here and there, depending if you've been training right, etc. But I just want to take that out. I just want another smasher to come in, and hopefully he scores better than the other one, right? But prime example is this one here. So Fulham, I use Solanke in this lineup. He obviously scores a goal, first one of his Tottenham account, so very, very welcome. But the other four have done all right. Well, I mean, Leno didn't, obviously, but in terms of Smith Rowe with the captain's armband, and Iwobi as well. I think Iwobi's a little bit underrated. If he can keep that spot on the left-hand side and bat away Nelson, I think from an AA standpoint, he's really good. Anyway, that's the mix. That's my differential, which is Solanke. I was expecting him to get 2 goals this week. Don't know why, I just had a little feeling for it. But obviously it was a tough game against Newcastle for Fulham, so I wasn't expecting them to potentially keep in a clean sheet. Anyway, you see my strategy with this, right? I've got a little bit of a collection going on for Fulham, as I've got a little bit of a collection going on for Crystal Palace. And as you can see there, Henderson, Munoz, Eze, using Brennan Johnson. I knew he was going to play for Spurs. Obviously, just off the back of a goal, he comes in with another goal as well, another differential. But also another new signing in there is Anthony Gordon for me, being another differential in that forward position. I normally like to play 2 defenders or 2 midfielders. In this lineup, I'm playing 2 forwards. In this lineup, I'm playing 2 forwards as well. But as that limited kind of collection, that group of players that I'm building up, that gallery starts to grow, I will start picking and choosing the forwards a little bit more. Brennan Johnson's probably not going to be coming into my lineups. He's just there for collection bonus and maybe some Europa League. But Gordon would definitely come into this slot, and I'd pick somebody else, right, who comes in. Maybe a Tyreek Mitchell if I want to pick up a Crystal Palace one. But anyway, 350 points for that one, 350 points or so for this one. I think that's a box each. No promotions in these Division 4s, but I did get a promotion in that Spurs stack up to Division 3, so it's really a race to Division 1 with these type of stacks, and hopefully you just smash it on a given game week, right? Quickly moving on, La Liga. This is where Fornells, I needed him to start. Are you sure that? Oh yeah, he did. Oh, 1-1. Okay. Daniel Rodriguez, yeah. All right. I need him to play. I need him to come on. I need to do a little bit, because Griezmann was sub and only come on for the second half yesterday. Didn't really do too much, and I don't want to be relegated from Division 2, but we'll see how that goes this evening. And then my other one for Division 3, Vicente started really, really well. I mean, Guiza come off with an injury, so I think he's out for a month now, which is really frustrating. Cardona was playing Barcelona, I mean, it's one of them, same as Parejo. So this was a bit of a throwaway lineup, so to speak. Cardona cooked. Yeah. Anyone who's playing Barcelona this year is not going to do great, in my opinion. I think Barcelona look really, really good this year. I think they've got a really good blend, a really good mix, youth, a bit of experience in there. I like Barcelona this year a lot. So, yeah, I weren't expecting amazing things from Cardona, but he did have a decisive taken away from him. I think that they scored and they had a goal disallowed, because I did have the notification, checked him, and then he was on 2 points. So, yeah, is what that is. Challenger in season, I don't know what was going on with Hugo Lloris and why he was out. I haven't looked too much into it. I don't know whether it was rotation. You know what? Let me just check to see whether he was actually on the bench. Where am I looking? Benches down here. No, he weren't even on the bench. So maybe an illness or something. I hope it's, excuse me, nothing long term. But yeah, the others done all right. 3 decisives, but obviously when you haven't got a goalkeeper playing, dog shit. Anyway, moving on. This is where I need Otamendi to do a little bit of something, because I don't want to get relegated from Division 1. I don't think I will, as long as he doesn't have any negative decisives. He should be okay. Pencil coming in with a near 80, but Steve Clark, what a player that guy is. What a goalkeeper. He has won so much for my gallery. That's why I've got him in classic and in season. I really like Steve Clark. I hope that we get another season out of him as well. There's no reason why not. He is doing well. Another challenger in season 1, which was shit, apart from Tommy, is what it is. I don't think I'm getting relegated from that. Another throwaway lineup here, literally throwaway, but I stayed in the division. And then another throwaway one here that are leftovers that I just had. So not an amazing game week, but I am getting some boxes. Now, I do want to check to make sure that I'm not being relegated from anything. So let's just check it. Oh, by the way, my Mbappe one is shit. I didn't even win a raffle ticket out of the 3 game weeks. I think I had 380, 370, and obviously this one because of Courtois. But so yeah, not getting promoted from Division 4 to Division 3, which again, I want to do that as quickly as I possibly can. Safe in the other 2. Safe in these 2, which is good. Safe in those 3, and relegated in Division 1 here. But that's why I need Otamendi to do a little something. Why has he gone down to 0? Please don't tell me he's been sent off or something like that. Let's go to games. No, he hasn't. Oh, it's not kicked. Yeah, it has kicked off. Maybe it's just a little delay in there. Yeah. Hopefully, it normally tells you, right, when you click on it. Yeah, just under my camera. So he needs to get a decent-ish return delay due to minutes of players. Great, got you, Mike. Yeah, it needs to get a little something up here so I can stay in that division. So that's my game week. But what I'm kind of here to talk about, what I'm here to talk through, and what I'm here to talk to you guys about so that you can give me some feedback. I had a really good bit of luck, and I put this on. What's going on, James? Welcome, mate. And I put this on Twitter, and I don't know if you can. I don't know if I've got some notifications on here or not, but let's just go to profile because I think it was in here the other day. There you go. So let me just open this up if you haven't seen it. So I crafted a 20 essence tier rare card. So when this come through, and I was just like, oh my god, are you being serious? Because if you've been following the gallery, you will know that I've owned Unistal twice for a long time. He done really good things for me. I don't know if we can actually find when I've sold him and when I've bought him and that sort of stuff, but I held him twice. I held him for a really long time. He was the top card in my gallery. So if we go into, where am I going? Price graph. Yeah, let's just go to all. I sold him down here for £160. I don't think he's gone up too much since then. No, he's obviously a little bit lower in terms of his classic. But I owned him for a long time, and you can't see it on here, which is really annoying. You finished second in Bundesliga D1 Limited after coming fourth 2 weeks ago. Very nice, James. Nice little flex there. Whole Bundesliga in-season spend covered in 2 weeks. Well, my friend, Well, James, what a segue. We'll talk about that in a minute, right? Let's just talk about this big specimen, Big Lars. So he comes into my gallery from 20 Essence. 20 Essence. Now he is, I'm assuming he's a tier 1, he's got to be. Yeah, is that, it's not a tier 0 yet, is it? No. Tier 1, right? When you're in there between 1 and 2, it's still tier 1. Which was mental. And that's why I want as much Essen as I possibly can. I'm going to craft those tier 5s. I'm just going to burn them, rip them straight away and see what comes through. But people keep saying Essence isn't a reward. I know, it's mental. I don't get it. I'll take 4 or 5 or 6 boxes over some shitty tier 5 any day of the week. Any day. Build up your Essence, and then you're getting a minimum of a tier 5 anyway. So what that does is leave me in a bit of a predicament, because the good thing is that it's challengers, right? So let me filter by challengers. Why is Bruno coming up in challengers? All right, maybe now he's not. So I've got a good selection of goalkeepers. I've got Hugo Lloris, John McCarthy, Stephen Fry, and Steve Clark, all in-season goalkeepers, right? Which is good. So Lars Unnestal comes into that, and obviously Unnestal's season carries on for a long period of time. Now, if we look at my defenders, all of these, bar like some random ones, are MLS, which their league finishes in 8 weeks, maybe. Same as my midfielders. I haven't got any. I have got Otamendi in there, haven't I? Yeah, down here, Otamendi, obviously. But I've got no midfielders and I've got no forwards from any other league other than the MLS. So I'm in a predicament. What am I going to do with Unnestal? Am I going to keep him for a couple of weeks, use him in some lineups, use him in the in-season stuff, and see what happens? Do I sell him and take the 150 profit, or probably get like, I don't know, 125 or something like that? I don't know what the last sale was, and use that money to reinvest into something else. Or do I keep him and then build out a challenger in-season squad, maybe a little 20 stack? Because I was looking at this before, and this is where I had a 20 stack. I had Gears Small, I had Joshua Brennan, I had Unnestal, I had Proper, and I would kind of rotate them, etc. But what I've not been too clued up on is their lineup this year, because, again, I sold out of them. I wasn't really interested. But this guy scores very, very well. And so does their new left back. So you can see there by his scores there. So I'm thinking, what do I actually want to do here? Do I keep and build out? Do I sell and build into something else? Do I sell and strengthen what I've already got in terms of my limited Premier League, in terms of my classic La Liga, or do I sell even more of my cards? Because the other thing that I was thinking about, happy to let you rest the Unnestal card in my account until you decide. Nice. If it was me, I'd sell and beef up your original plan. Well, there's the original plan, and there's the having to think about a new plan as well. Because I was looking at my I'm on challenges, and so let's just go champions, and let's do this by rare and apply it, right? So a couple of months ago, I was talking about going into classic La Liga as well. And I know I'm jumping all over the place or whatever, but I wanted to make 2 lineups, because when my MLS goes away, I wanted to still be playing rare, and I wanted to be playing Prem limiteds with my Tottenham collection. So Citizen comes in, and to be fair, he's doing all right. I mean, they are bottom of the league, but he's still getting some AA, and a goalkeeper's a goalkeeper. You know, one week he's going to smash 80, 90, 100 or whatever, because he's going to keep that clean sheet with getting that AA. Guaita has now come back as their number 1. Had a rough couple of games, but he is their number 1 now. Defenders-wise, I've got three here that rotate. Cardona's had a really good start to the season. Gaya, I'm waiting to come back because he's going to be a smasher. Sergio Gomez, defender card, really, really strong card. And then Mingueza as well to pair with Guaita. So I've got the foundations there of a Silicon and a Gomez, or a Guaita and a Mingueza. And then we've got Pereiro, we've got Fornals if he actually starts. Mendes is now injured, which is really, really frustrating for me. Solar's now transferred over to West Ham as well. So midfielders are running a little bit low there. So I could sell on a stool and buy a classic La Liga card to come into the gallery, or maybe even two to strengthen that. But then forward-wise, I've got Griezmann, Aspas and Vicente. Now, what I was thinking, Stoll's not playing is so disappointing. Yeah, it is. I'm gutted that he stayed there. I took a little bit of a chance on that one, Ryan. I took a bit of chance, mate, and I don't know. Well, it didn't pay off, did it? I don't know if it's going to happen in January, but obviously with that goalkeeper moving on, I think he's just going to bide his time for this season and then become number one next year. But it is annoying. But looking at this and looking at that collection, right? That group of players, there's one that stands out to me there's actually two. No, there's three. There's three that stand out to be really, really good. Gomez, because it's the defender card, and I get some good utility out of him. Aspas, because Aspas as a forward card in La Liga is just an absolute smasher, despite his age. But Griezmann, and I look at this and I think, the quality of this group is not high enough to have a Griezmann, in my opinion, to win regular, week in and week out. I could sell a Griezmann and buy another Aspas for a quarter of that price, and he would deliver similar. Now, with Griezmann, yes, you get international utility, and with Griezmann, you get Champions League football. I get it. He takes their set pieces. I know eventually he's going to be moving to the MLS in the future. So I know that I'm going to eat off him there as well. So is it a good investment now? Because if he goes MLS, he's going to rock it. But then there's going to be more Griezmanns on the market. Blah, 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 blah. But looking at this group, if I sold him for £120, if I sold Unistal for £150, I've got a little bit in the account, so let's call it £300. £300. What would I do if I had that £300? Yes, this takes a little bit of a hit. Maybe I need a cheap classic forward, maybe like an Ayoze Perez to come in. Maybe that makes sense. And I'm just playing that for a bit of fun. Hopefully hit a few jackpots throughout the season, or just try and make some of my money back. But with that £300, if I sold Griezmann and Unistal, what would I do with it? And that's where I am with it. Probably a long-winded way of getting there, but hey ho. Flindell, you would sell. And Mike, I agree, Greasy being out of place. Also, he's not set in the French side now. Yeah, exactly. With Elise coming in as well, he's going to probably be rotated a little bit more. He's getting a little bit older. So, yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Now, hypothetically, I sell Unistal, I sell Griezmann, I get the £300. What do I do with it? So, say £50 goes into it to buy another forward and cover me, so that I can, another forward and a midfielder, so that I can cover this group of players, right? So I can get two lineups out in the Liga Classic. Do I go, so going over to Premier League, and let's have a look. Forwards I'm all right with. I've got Gordon, I've got Hudson-Odoi, Iwobi, Solanke, Muniz when he comes back into it. I know Jimenez is doing all right for Fulham at the moment. Heung-min Son, maybe a Salah Classic or something comes in there. Right, if I'm going to start spending my money on there. Midfielders, I'm happy with all of them. Again, maybe another classic card could come in. I don't really like the in-season another midfielder at the moment that I'm confident paying like a decent amount for, so to speak, in the in-season limited. But we can take a look at that. Defenders, predominantly Spurs, obviously. We've got Anderson and Munoz there, but everybody else is Spurs. So maybe I need another one in there, and then I've got my goalkeepers as well. So spend a little bit of money on the Liga Classic, and then I'll spend a little bit of money in strengthening Prem Limited. That's probably half of it gone, right? 1-0 Benfica. Beautiful. Who scored? Is it Di Maria with an Otamendi goal? Di Maria assist, Otamendi goal. Yes? Is that what you're going to tell me, Mike? Is that what you're going to tell me? Brilliant. 2 players who I haven't got. Who am I playing against? Let's have a look. Fucking hell. Yeah, brilliant. He's got one of them, hasn't he? Yeah, Pavlidis. Brilliant. Brilliant. How am I getting on here? 0 points in it, yeah? I feel confident on this one. I'll probably sub out Victor Roque if you don't do anything, obviously. Trust me, there's going to be some more goals. Yeah, so back to this long-winded thing. So half of it would be gone if I strengthen Premier League, strengthen a bit of Classic. But what I was thinking about doing, and I thought about this for quite a long time actually, was looking at in-season limited Bundesliga. All right, so I forget who it was. James, you sir, finished second in Bundesliga D1 limited. Yeah, I've been thinking about getting a Stuttgart collection. All right, and Stuttgart being my Spurs of the German league. And the reason why I picked these is not only, they've got European football, they've got some decent scorers in there as well, but actually my aunt and uncle live in Stuttgart and have for the last 30 odd years or whatever. So I've got a little connection there, and I wouldn't mind getting back into German football. The best part of last year, or the first half of last year, was about Bayer Leverkusen, because I had the goalkeeper Heredecki, I had Grimaldo, I had Palacios, I had a bit of a stat going on there, and I really I enjoyed watching it. Not only that, it's on Sky Sports, which is good, so I can plug in and watch some of that sort of stuff. But yeah, I was thinking about getting a limited Stuttgart stack, and maybe a differential in there as well from a different team. Undav, yeah, he's very, very good, isn't he, in that league? Hard to predict Stuttgart wingers or even strikers sometimes. So I would say that Undav plays most weeks, right? Just looking on the face of it. And then you're going to have Mittelstadt, and I've butchered his name. Obviously, Nubel as a stack, or it could be those two as a defensive stack, and then do a 3-man stack from somewhere else. But all of that sounds like great, right? And what's been going in from my head is what's the best option for me? Strengthen what I've got. Do I keep Griezmann? Do I go into a limited team knowing that it's going to depreciate quite quickly towards the end of the season? Am I going to be able to win back what I put in, so to speak, or if not a bit more? Is limited the way to go, considering that I've already got the Premier League limited? Should I be saving and moving on to something in rare? That's where I'm at the moment with it, because as we said earlier, I don't think that I need that Griezmann in my gallery. And winning Unistal was just a massive bonus. So it's what do I do with it? That's where I'm at. Just don't think it will be strong enough, mate. Bayern are taking the piss attacking wise. They are, and that's the only thing, James, that puts me off from going out there and trying to get a stack, because I enjoy, this side of it, getting attached to a new club and start watching them, etc. Are those Bayern stacks. And you have it similarly with the Barcelona and the Real Madrid stacks in limited, right? Now, don't get me wrong, on the weeks that they don't smash, which is few and far between, but you're gonna do all right. But yeah, I don't know. Would you not play champion in season? Well, Mike, I've not finished, have I? This is what's been going through my head in the last few days. This is why I'm streaming, because I started a little watch list, Champ Limited. There's only 6 in there because I was just doing some concept building and just working it out, right? So I was thinking, well, why not red card for Lo Celso? You are fucking joking me. You are joking me. That's brilliant. If that's, yeah, brilliant. He scored and then he gets a red card. Brilliant. Gone to VAR. Hopefully it's overturned. If not, he'll be coming out. Somebody else will be coming in. Bellerin's doing all right as well, isn't he? Look at that. Nice. Yeah, and then I started looking at the beginning of the year, I was looking at playing Champ. I made that video about then going into La Liga, etc. Before then, I was talking about going into Champ because there are some cards out there that are fucking smashers in terms of the Italian league and French league. And when we looked at it, I looked at putting these players together, right? Kind of quickly. I know there's not a nice sort of stack here. It's all individuals. But if I done this, did I bring up the goalkeeper? I did, but he went over there. Milinkovic Savic at home is superb. Superb, right? No red. Yes. Very, very good, right? Quite cheap. What is he in terms of in season? £40. It seems like the going rate really for a goalkeeper, an in-season goalkeeper. Although he got that for a lot cheaper actually, £31. So maybe I can get it for £35, right? This guy is a monster. Ex-West Ham, absolute monster in this league. You look at his Monaco games when he starts. Over, what's that for? 11 games over 60. Quite comfortably as well. Seems like he's not letting up. Monaco are going to smash some of the teams that they play in that league, as we know. European football, and I'm sure he plays for Germany as well, or he's been called up at least once or twice before. Yeah, even, like, look at that. Started their last game. So he would come in. And then if you put him, so what's his in-season? All right, 35 as well. Then Højbjerg, no introduction. Obviously, I really liked him at Spurs. I think that he was unlucky. But since he's been at Marseille, look what he's done there. His AA is fucking mental. What's going on, Liddell? Welcome, mate. His AA is mental. By the way, there's a few people in here, which welcome aboard. Good evening to you. If you hit that like button, that would be very much appreciated. And if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button as well. But if we had Højbjerg in there, just absolutely cooking up green scores like there's no tomorrow. And then we've already just spoken about Lo Celso. I think that he's going to smash it in that league. 3 goals in the last 2 games. He's only played 3 games for them. Come on the other night, and I'm sure he had big chances created. All right, attempted assist, but he was swinging in corners for fun. No tomorrow. They play European football. He's hungry now. He's had a good few years where he hasn't been playing too much. You know, I think even when he went on loan away from Spurs, he didn't play week in and week out. Yeah, a lot of DMPs here, a lot of sub appearances, etc. But when he did play in this league, look at this little stretch here again, a lot of green scores. So for him and Højbjerg to be my midfielders, for Carrere to be my defender, a good goalkeeper, and then somebody like an Ademola Lookman, who again plays for a dominating side in Serie A. He plays Champions League football, and he takes their set pieces, and as a forward he gets decent AA. A team like that could do some damage, surely in Champion Limited. So he's not playing today. Oh, is he not? I know that is he sub or is he sort of injured? Gray hasn't been called up in recent time. All right, fair enough. But what he does for Monaco is obviously superb, right? Oh, he's on the bench. Maybe it's just a bit of rotation for Lookman. But when I look at those players, and who's the other one I put in here is Bolker, actually, because then you compare him with Jonathan Klaus. He's another good goalkeeper now, the Poland #1, I believe, and plays Europa League. Do I do something like that? A little bit of a misfit thing. Then I have to be, I'm forcing myself to play champion in season. So as you can tell, there's a lot of thoughts that's going through my head. But I think the first decision is, do I sell or do I keep Unestal? And whilst everybody's here, what I'm going to do is do a nice little poll. And I forgot how to do a poll. So that's helpful. Is that helpful? Yes. But let's start a poll. So, sell Unestal? Question mark. Yes or no? Start that poll. Let me know, boys. What do you think? Should I be selling him or should I be keeping him and building out a challengers in-season team? Speaking of rotation, what's your Spurs 11 in Europa League? My Spurs 11 in Europa League, I think Vicario plays. I think that Moore will play right back. It is Moore, isn't it? Archie Moore plays right back. I think that Dragusin will play centre back, and I think it'll either be Romero or Mickey. I'm not sure he's going to go Dragusin and Davies. I'll be surprised if he does. Maybe Davies plays as a left back. I'm not sure on that front. It's up in the air. I think Basuma definitely starts. I think that Bergvall will start. I think that Solanke starts. I think that it could be a toss-up with Kulusevski and Johnson on that right-hand side. I think Son might start as well. I'm not sure on Ndogi. Not sure, mate. Yeah. To be honest, I think you go through that lineup, I think they're all 50-50. Apart from, in my opinion, Basuma and Bergvall. I think Porro and Moore, 50-50. Romero and Dragusin, maybe that's more like 70-30 or whatever, but you bring in Van der Beek in there as well. Van der Beek even. I think it's all risky, and I don't know what I'm going to do. I really don't. I'm hoping there's some sort of inkling about what's going on, but I do think Dragusin starts. Yeah, I'd be shocked if he didn't start. Shocked. So he's going to be going into my team as well. So what's the poll saying? The poll is saying 23% is saying no. 23% is saying no. So does that mean that you'd want me to keep him to play the remainder of the MLS, really, or to build a challengers in season? That is very interesting. But 73% obviously are saying sell. Sebastian says that he's got zero doubt about Dragusin. I think he's spot on, mate. Yeah. That's why I said I'd be so shocked if he didn't play. Solanke should start to get finished. 100% agree. I think he leads the line. I think Basuma starts as well, coming back from injury, and Bergvall. I'd say that they are my 4 certs. Challenger rare after MLS will be more open. Yeah, but the trouble is with that Black Ops. The trouble is, can't, unless I sell Griezmann, but that's only £120. Even if I was to go and buy that defender at 20, and I forget who his name is, I won't. I don't think I'll have enough to. What is he? £60? Yeah, I don't think I'll have enough to then obviously fund the rest of the team. So then it depends what I win, right, between now and then. But then there's going to be more of them. People are going to be building up XP. People are going to have the collections. It's a lot harder, I think. PSV playing the MLS now. Yeah, PSV are just going to smash week in and week out. Sebastian says that he can see Son starting as well to try and get a bit more experience in. We saw against Coventry and in the Europa League, the new format is so important. I agree. That's why I said I do think, Sebastian, that Son will play. I really do. I think it'd be a bit of a more balanced team than that cup game, for sure. I'm in agreement with you, pal. I'm in agreement with you. So I think, well, 73% are saying there's only 15 votes. There's, best part of 40 people in here. Go on, hit that button. Get involved, lads. What would you do? Because I am thinking with the majority at the moment in terms of selling. All right. Well, this is going well. Do you know what? I've clawed back some points there, though. Otamendi coming in. Claw back some points considering he's got the decisive and I haven't. Do you think Bruno Fernandes Classic at the current price is a good pick up? Well, sir. Don't know if he was here, but welcome to my gallery. Picked him up before the game week. I picked him up for probably a little bit more because I was rushing. I was out and about, so let me just have a look at this price graph. Limited. No, not too bad. Not too bad. Picked him up for 40 quid. Were you him that took him? I watched him all day. I might be, mate. I might be. I took him from Boraz Swap Cards, if that's the one that he was looking at. So yeah, it was a couple of hours, wasn't it, before the deadline, and or that night or something like that. I know that I was rushing because I didn't have too long to do the lineups, and I knew that I was going to be popping out. Yeah, at the floor. That's it. I just bought it. I just went for it. I sent him an offer for like 35 and he didn't bother getting back to me. So I thought, fuck it. I know I'm not going to be around tomorrow, so I'm just going to buy it. And I just bought it. But he didn't do the business for me, which I wanted him to. But obviously with Fernandes, you know what you're going to get. Going to get lots of high scores playing in Europa League this year as well. I expect him to start against FC20. It's probably what I need to look at is building some lineups. Maybe you guys can help out on that as well. But yeah, you snooze, you lose, Seb. You snooze, you lose, pal. But I do think he's a good pickup, especially if you've got some in. If you're playing him in season, that is. If you're playing him in Classic, got to take into consideration XP and collection bonus. Absolutely. One question: do you think that Guirassy is going to pop off at Dortmund? His career is weird. I think it's going to be hard not to score at Dortmund, in all honesty. I don't know if he's going to be the player that he was at, what was it, Stuttgart? Not sure. It's a risk, isn't it? It is a risk. Mike says, if you champ in season, I think you have to look at a goalkeeper and a defender from the same club and a midfielder and a forward from the same club. Yeah, that's why I put Bolker in there as well, Mike. And I think that you're right. It's normally how I play. You look at my limited Premier Leagues, and it's all that. It's Munoz and Henderson. It's Vicario and Porro. It's that sort of stuff. So it's normally the way that I would play, and probably Jonathan Klaas comes into that. I mean, they're just smashing it, aren't they? Look at that. 8-0 is fucking mental. RTS Sorare, what's going on, mate? What is happening? Welcome to the stream. For those not subscribed, go over to RTS as well. Take a look at some of their videos. It is weird, Seb. I agree. Yeah, makes sense to me, Mike. But then are people just jumping on it? I mean, you I don't know. You look at limited. Oh, it's Rock here. What nice one. I was going to say which one of you are here. So it's 30 quid, but I'm assuming that this price graph is starting to rocket a little bit. Yeah, that's rare. Sorry, limited. Are people building stacks? I don't know. I've just got in the back of. Has anybody else got it in the back of their head that I feel as though if I buy a player without a collection, I'm a bit screwed now. And I know that's probably like a mental thing, but inside I'm just thinking, oh well, if I buy him, I've got to buy more collection to get XP because everybody else is going to have him, especially in limited. Not so much in rare, I get it, but in limited, that's why I was thinking about a Stuttgart thing. Just going to get a stack of 3 or 4%er, picking them up and just running with it, with maybe like picking up a Pascal Gross classic card or something and whacking him in. But I think that I list Unastal. I think that he has to go. Um, I'm too far away from filling out the rest of that squad with the budget that I've got. Now I could use Unastal, as I said, for the next few weeks, but maybe I sell him. Maybe I sell him. Kokchu scored that. Nice. There we go. That's more like it. That's what we like to see. Apparently he scored. Oh, there you go. Shooting up. I like this team. I like it. I just need to get this fella out. Although he's holding his own. He's doing all right. What a goal. Yeah, I feel you, man. I know I'm missing out because I barely have collection XP and I keep telling everyone it's important. Meanwhile, I'm not fixing my own gallery collection bonus. Listen, that's what we do when we create content, right? We're telling everybody, or we're saying, oh, we should do this, we should do that. Oh, these are the players to sign. This is all that. But yeah, do we do it? No, we don't. I would say a full stack wins less than everyone expects. So, interesting, Blue Tomatoes, because when I first started making some content, I'd done a video. It must have been like my third or fourth video where I looked at the previous season. So this must have been, 18 months ago, 2 years ago, whenever I started doing this shit. And I went back and I put together a Liverpool stack, a Trent, a Mo Salah, a Robertson, and at the time, it might have been a Fabinho, might have been him, along with obviously Alisson in goal. And I went back and I run them with a decent XP on them. Obviously, captain bonus more than likely on a Trent or a Salah. I think I've done both. Excuse me, to work out how much I would have won. And it weren't a lot. It wasn't a lot. In the full season, I think, yeah, you'd win a star. You would have got the podium. Back then, it was a lot more money, etc. But then you would have spent it because the players were a lot more expensive. So the money would have gone quite quickly. And I think like the odd tier 2 here and there, it actually wasn't that much. And that's why I'm all about what I was saying earlier, around like what I've done for this game week and what I'll do moving forward, to be honest with you, is this type of thing. I might, if I really like the team, I might really like that Stuttgart team with the goalkeeper, the left back, one of the forwards maybe, and their set piece taker, but then bring in like a Pascal Gross or maybe a Kimmich, or I don't know, somebody to come in there as that differential. But hey, don't know, just talking about theories, I know. Who knows what I'm going to do? Because it's very rare that 5 players from one team smash. Agree. Are you a Tottenham fan by any chance? I am, sir. I am. And I've been playing Sorare for 2 years. And this is the first time in the last, 3-4 weeks since the Prem's been open. It is the first time that I've bought Tottenham cards. First time. So we'll see. Run a little experiment, see what they can win me back throughout the year. You've got good taste then. Some would say not, mate. Some would say not. With a 60 from Porro, you will have a chance in D1, at least in Classic. Maybe it's a bit easier in season. Yep, you just need 5 players. For me this week, the goalkeeper was Galaski, Grimaldo, Kane, Musiala, and Olise, so 3 different teams. But then you've got Grimaldo, who is an absolute smasher. You just needed that clean sheet, really, from Galatsky. I'm butchering his name, I know. And then obviously the Bayern front 3, front 4, whatever they play is just mental. So, yeah, I think it works. It works like that. I love Porro. I think that he's just exciting to watch. He's a little bit on edge. He leaves his foot in every now and again. He's got an unbelievable technique. He can deliver set pieces. His engine is mental. I really like Porro. Really, really do. Think stacks are better in season. Your Liverpool have won you one red division and eighth this week. Yeah, top teams like that. You know, if you're willing to put the money in to do that sort of stuff, you're going to do well. Especially in the rare when not many people are going to put that type of money in to build that in-season collection, or that not even in-season, that classic collection together. Nothing against Porro, was just pointing out 60 is not good enough. Yeah, you're right. It wasn't. I needed a decisive from him. I needed that clean sheet, absolutely. And that's what you're banking on. I mean, Spurs, we know that they attack a lot. We know that they're not going to keep a lot of clean sheets, etc. But when they do, I'm hoping that I have this return from a Maddison and a Son, and my differential comes in there on trumps as well. So that's why I want a couple of these classic cards: a Bruno, the KDB, the Salah, whatever it may be. Because when Porro does get assists, and he'll get 7 or 8 assists this season, and we will have a clean sheet. And when that happens, you just got to hope that it comes in. You know, you've only got to win once in that limited D1. Win once, one of the podiums, and it's paying off for that collection. And that's what I'm going for at the moment with that. And limited for me is a little bit of fun. You know, I've invested a lot of money into this game, to these type of players: a Messi, a Hill, a Puig, a Wagner, etc. So that's where I kind of really would like to win. I think that I'm coming to the realization now at the moment, actually, that the game has obviously changed. It's changed massively, and my valuation was over 5 figures, 18 months ago, and now it's literally a sixth of that, a seventh of that, of what that price was. So now it's just about playing for fun. It is what it is. I put in what I was affording, that I could afford to lose, and now it's about playing for fun, a little bit, Your favourite player is Maddison, but I feel like Burke Val is the future. Yeah, he's very competent on the ball, isn't he? Very, very good. I'd like to see him get a lot more game time in the Prem. You paid off your Napoli collection in the first game week. Not flexing, but it shows it can be done. Exactly, Mike. It can, mate. It can. I bought limited goalkeepers for over €200, so I know what you mean. Exactly. You even look at these, and this is not me kind of going down a rabbit hole to say what the fuck's going on with Sorare now, because it's not that. But if I look at this, I suppose I can just do it through here, right? So Vicario, I paid £63. I think he's gone up a little bit, which is good. I mean, an instant buy there, 100. I could probably sell this guy and get what? These are all instant buys, which is surprising. Oh, these ain't. And get 30 quid back, fine. But then when you take a look at somebody like a Munoz, is a prime example on this. Where is he? I paid £36 for this Munoz. And yet, look at what he went for last time. He went for a £5. Now, I think that is an absolute bargain, because his game suits Sorare. He's just had a bit of a little bad run here. And he has played against some decent sides, a Chelsea side there, a Man United side, or at Leicester he should have done probably a little bit more. Plays for Colombia as well, good utility. Got Everton there, got Nottingham Forest, got a Wolves, got a Fulham. I think that he comes up, but obviously as weeks go on, there's more cards of him coming out in the game, and his price is going to go down. But I've lost 30 quid there, and you can do that for all of these. And Eze paid £46. His floor's 22. So it is what it is. I mean, you even start looking at some of the rares, like that Unistal, what I was talking about earlier. I've just won his in-season, right? But Unistal, I remember I paid something like £1,500 for his rare card. Now he's going for 100. It is what it is. The game has changed, and so I can't expect the X amount of £1,000 that I've put in, I'm going to get back. I'm going to do this. So now I'm drawing a line in the sand. What can I do to get a return of investment, get a little bit of fun, etc.? Because I'm not prepared to put in another 12, 13, 14, 15 grand, etc. into the game at the moment. Maybe I do in the future, right? I don't know. Sorare is where it should have always been. You're spot on, Mike. Sorare is where it should have always been. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I agree with you. The game is much better now. I'm enjoying Rivals. I'm enjoying the boxes. I'm enjoying Essence. I'm enjoying the whole lot. I'm enjoying having Tottenham cards for the first time. And that's why I was thinking, that's why where my head's at in so many different ways with this, right? Because that £300 back in the day would get you nothing. For where my gallery was, it would get me no player that's going to make a difference. But now I have an avenue where it's like, oh, you can go and get your Bundesliga in season. You can go and get a champion season. You can strengthen your limited collection already in the Prem. You can go out there and buy, I don't know, 10 La Liga Classic rare cards for that, really, that's going to make a bit of a difference. And Ayoze Perez, I don't know what Lo Celso's Classic's going for, probably like 40 quid or something. So I can do that. It's just now that £300 takes me a lot further than it did back in the day. So now it's deciding what to do with it. And that's why there's so many paths, and that's why there's so many avenues and so much thinking to do. Daniel Duke says that's the way you got to look at it. It's a completely different game now. Absolutely. Blue Tomatoes in season limited with a good SO5 score before the season has started. If he doesn't perform, I think that he's good. That it is, what's that? Good that he's dropping, but unfortunate for you. It is unfortunate. You know, but the other thing that I didn't mention on there is that when I packed that Eze, when I was buying him and it was like buy one, see what else you can win sort of stuff, I won another Eze, sold him for £40. So it paid for itself, right? And but then you spend that on something else and etc. etc. You start pissing away money and stuff. But you'd be pissed about the Poro 60 game there because that goal from Mbeumo was outrageous and so lucky. If he didn't score that, then Poro would have got the 80-90 game. He had good A. Yeah, it is what it is. It's gonna happen, right? You know, Spurs are gonna have some decent fixtures coming up, and their squad is pretty settled. That's the good thing, especially about the Premier League, right? The MLS, there's a lot of rotation. La Liga, there's quite a bit of rotation. I'm finding out quite quickly. Not so sure on the Bundesliga, so I'd have to do my due diligence before I step in there if I was to do that. But Vicario is going to play most games, well, every game in the Premier League if he's fit. As is Romero, as is Porro, as is Madison, as is Son, etc. So there's a little bit more stability there. Yeah, but I think I'm gonna list. I'm gonna list in a store. I don't think it's worth keeping him, especially this game week. So he plays this game week, right? So somebody might want to pick him up. It's not the greatest fixture against Man United, but yeah. Do you see Vicario in all Europa League games? I wouldn't be shocked, but I'd say it's like 75% that he plays. Forster didn't do amazing, did he, in the League Cup? I think that Forster continues in the League Cup, and I think that Vicario starts the first half, see where we get to in Europa League in terms of excuse me, the qualifications, and then maybe plays a couple of games in there, maybe plays a few games in the FA Cup. I don't know, but Ange wants to win a trophy this season, and I don't think that you're going to do it without Vicario in goal, even though he's a little bit risky. Goalkeepers should be able to play week in and week out, in my opinion. Why is there rotation for your number one goalkeeper? Don't get it. So I'd be shocked if Vicario is not playing. What was I going to look at? I was going to look at an store and just list him up and see what happens. The Angry Melon won. I haven't seen you in the stream before, mate. I don't think so. Welcome aboard. Just had a look at the D4 Prem leaderboard to see I finished one place behind you. Nice. If I picked Poro, I would have had a cheeky £7. Yeah, I think. So what are you? 52nd. I'm 51. So yeah, we're 1 and 2 places away from a little £7, which is annoying, you know, because it all adds up. It all adds up. All right. So Charco is trying to sell this guy for 154. Last sales, direct sales, is all around that price. It's all around that price, isn't it? A little bit of an increase there. So I'm just going to list him at 145, I think. Let's do that. 145. We list him for 7 days and see what happens. Shit, my you know, bear with me, boys, because I'm using my phone as a camera. 2 secs. Oh. Let's pause that. Well, this is good viewing, isn't it? Isn't it good viewing? Just drag that over there. Oh, I shouldn't have to do that again now for a little while. So let's resume that. There or thereabouts, isn't it? Yeah, that'll do. Sweet. So let's bring that back over here. That's interesting. You use your phone as a webcam. Yeah, I'm just not really about. I think it's decent enough quality. You know, if I was the full-time creator, which I probably will never be, do this for a bit of fun and stuff. But if I was a full-time creator, yeah, I'll go out there and buy something. But hey, I've got an iPhone. What is it, 14 or something? I've got, so camera is more than good enough in my opinion, mate. All right, so he's listed. And I wouldn't mind listing Griezmann as well, but I don't want to be relegated from that division. So we'll just have to see what's going on with that. For a phone, it's really good. Appreciate that. Very good quality indeed. Nice one, boys. Nice one. Let's come down here. So let's have a little look at Betis and the Benfica game. So is Fornals going to come on? Is it half time yet? Second half begins. I do need him to come on. I don't want to be relegated. Then we've got Benfica in there as well. Arcticoglu, he's doing... Oh, look at Di Maria stepping up in the AA. Little decisive. That's 100 for him. Kokchu as well. Yeah, I'm confident that I should be winning that, surely. I should be winning that game. Yeah, by 42. Salah needs him for a cheeky reward, I think. What, Di Maria? Just got that 10 points as well for Tiki Taka. Yeah, that should be mine. Should be mine. As well, Rock. I don't know if for hours. Yeah. I don't know if it was you who tweeted the other day, but you said, or somebody said something around these. You can't see it because my camera, because I'm hovering over the daily rewards or the daily challenges for rivals. I would really like that. You know, just a couple of random ones in there, whatever it may be. I'm really enjoying grinding rivals a little bit. I think that out of these 42, I think I've opened like 5 or 6 streaks this game week, and I love it. I don't know. I just get a little buzz over opening a box, and I know that it's a light box or whatever, and there's going to be probably fuck all in it, but I do enjoy getting a box. How many tickets do you have? 77, sir. 77 arena tickets I've got. Again, you know, opening 5 boxes, 5 light boxes, you 3 of those were 3 arena tickets or something. So you're just eating those arena tickets. Really need a true win clean sheet for a tier 1 under 23. How's the game going though? I mean, it doesn't look like Boavista are doing much, so you could be on there. I'm just gonna have a look at my lineup, boys, because obviously tomorrow is deadline, and I don't know how much time I'm gonna have with work and stuff. So this is the only lineup that I've kind of looked at so far, and I do think that Son starts. So I do think that Son should come in here. Dragosin, I think, starts, and Basuma starts, and I do think Vicario starts. Has anything been released, Seb? I don't know if you're still in here or anybody else planning on playing Tottenham players or cards in this game week, in this European League. Excuse me, I've got hiccups. In season, has there been any news to say whether there's going to be a bit of rotation in there, or any leaks, so to speak? Because if not, this is probably the side that I play, because I think that Porro is too much of a risk, especially with what's his name, Moore, I think it is, that can slot in at right back. And then Basuma, I think, starts as well. I think he will dominate that midfield. Madison probably doesn't start. So I think that's probably my best team in that competition. Wonder how many people have actually entered that, so far. Let's have a little look. Because this is something that I need to do a lot more as well. Rather than just saying, I'm going to chuck this lineup in this competition because that's what I've always done. I think now more than ever, I need to be looking at where I actually put my lineups, and what competitions. Because, for example, this game week, you've got Underdog, you've got European League, and you've got All-Star All-In Classic, along with La Liga, along with Contender and Under 23. And that's without the in-season stuff with La Liga and Contender as well. So there's a lot of competitions. There's a lot of places that you can put your cards. And I just want to make sure that I'm doing the right thing here. So I think that this is the place to go. It kind of has to be, really. There's no point in doing All-Star Limited when I've got an in-season Europa kind of team. There's 2,000, and there's going to probably be the best part of 3,000, if not a bit more, kind of entering this. What does the prize pool actually look like? Do you know what? It ain't great, is it, actually? I thought it was a bit better than that. Obviously, first prize is your £500. But you've got to get in the top 20 to earn £30 or more. Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, there's going to be probably like 15,000 going in that. And what's the prize pool in this? Just cards, obviously. Tier 1, yeah. No, obviously it makes sense to go into here. It's just that I thought that the prizes would have been a little bit better than this in limited. Anyway, coming back into here, it's probably the strongest, right, that I can do. What's Sorare Inside saying? Let me just move that over there. Let me just log in. By the way, do people use Predictorfly or Sorare Inside? What is better? Currently, I'm paying a little subscription for these guys, but is the other one better, or is it just the same? So jumping into here, so Manchester United as well. Just make sure Bruno. So Bruno's 70%. I think Bruno plays this game. I think I'm in agreement. So I'm happy with him going in that team. So whoever the expert is here, so Sorare Spurs, you use Inside personally, Sam, as well. Yeah, I've seen like most of the other content creators. I say other content creators like I'm actually in that fucking circle. I'm not, obviously, but the content creators, they all use Predictorfly, but I don't know if they get paid to use them or whatever. But completely unknown as to how strong this lineup is. He's got Udoki to start. Davis, he's got his 80%. That's what I was saying earlier. Maybe Davies comes in at left back there, and then Van der Ven comes in as the centre back. I don't know. It's going to be a tough one. Archie Gray, what was I calling him? Moore. Fucking who's Moore? It's that up and coming youngster at Spurs, isn't it? Even getting confused. Yeah, Archie Gray. You is inside as well. Rock. Okay. So yeah, Dragerson, Basuma 90%, Saar at 90% as well. You know, I don't actually have a Saar, but Basuma is probably the way to go, right? On that. Basuma is probably the way to go anyway. Solanke 90%, Son at 90%. I wouldn't say Son's a 90%er. That is strong as fuck. But I am going to play him. So the three players that are guaranteed, in my opinion, are these three. Let's go from there. Now I don't think that I can get another team out of this because Unistal I'm trying to sell. So yeah, I mean I could put Forster in there just to cover my own back, and then put in like a Ben Davies, just like a throwaway Madison if he comes off the bench, a Solanke and a Johnson or something. I mean, Werner's nowhere near this, is he? Werner could start. Werner could easily start. Odebert, I reckon, would start if he was fit. Like Werner could start. I could just do that as a throwaway, just captain Solanke and just see what happens. But anyway, because there's no point in using them anywhere else because I don't think I've got any other limited cards. Right, let me just check that. Any other limited cards? Or I could use them in this underdog one. Limited. No. No other limiteds. So let's go with La Liga Classic because I know that they are playing. So I don't think I'm going to be selling Griezmann before the game week's done. So I think play him. Let's just see what people are saying here. Wasn't Werner even doubtful for the weekend? What's the situation in general? I own him. I think Werner's shit. Oh, did I do a little thumbs up there or something? I think Werner is shit. An absolute waste of money. I don't think he offers anything. He's not a good dribbler. He's got speed. Okay. He can't finish. His delivery is shit. I just don't rate him, as you can probably tell. Just really don't rate him. So that's what I think of him, Blue Tomatoes. He started well, didn't it? No, he ain't started well. In my opinion, right? Look, maybe I've already just got this kind of shit opinion of him, and I'm just talking him into the ground a little bit. But for me, he should be nowhere near the lineup. Sounds good. All right, let's have a little quick look here. So Seville is Saul playing. He is 80%. All right, fine. Decent matchup for them as well. Let's just make sure. Right, okay. Why isn't Vincente or whatever his name is playing here? Carlos Vicente has to rest. That doesn't mean he can't participate during the game. Right, okay. Why don't you look at a PSG spec? Now, what's going on, John? I haven't seen you in here before as well, mate, so welcome. What, from a limited standpoint, I mean, there's going to be a lot out there, though, right? So you've got to go balls deep in your selections. In your collection. But, I mean, I've never, like, really thought about it. I don't know what even price... Oh, Jesus. I don't even know what price point they're at. And again, obviously, it'd have to be limited. So Hakimi is £78. I'm assuming the stack that you'd have is obviously goalkeeper, whatever that is. João Neves. No, it wouldn't be João Neves, would it? There must be rotation there, yeah. Yeah, I can guarantee that side's going to be different to that side. Although Kang In might be decent because I do have Son as well. So international breaks. Dembele would be in there, Hakimi would be in there, and maybe Fabian Ruiz, especially for international. But it's just, and Vitinho is probably the mid that you want. So that's what I mean. I've just said 3 or 4 different midfielders there, and it's just getting that right week in and week out. Vicente is also 0% on football fantasy. That's interesting. Okay, fair enough. I did want to check the Atletico game. So updated 6 hours ago. They've got Griezmann as starting 90%, and Aspas will start as well, I think. So let's just check that football fantasy. So if people don't use this as well, by the way, I found this at the beginning of the season when I was looking at buying some Liga cards. A really good site this is. Aspas is only 50%, yeah? Aspas is 50%. I know it's a midweek game and stuff, but surely he plays. Surely he plays. All right, let's just go down the route of I want guaranteed starters. So obviously, if I'm playing Griezmann there, I'm not going to play Guaita. Aspas is old, to be fair. He's old, but he's fucking good. He is good. And then Cardona is the only one that's 100%. Minguez, whatever his name is out. I know that. So let's check. Cardona. Oh. Not up there yet, but I think Cardona plays at least. And then you've got Parejo or Sell. Parejo or Sell. Maybe he can go in the underdog team. So Parejo. And then my extra might have to be. Well, Fornals is not playing tonight, right? Has he come on the pitch yet? If he's not, then Fornals comes into that and I'll just play him. I don't know why people were saying that he's 100% bench. I don't think he's lost his place, has he? I don't think he's lost his place. I don't think that he's lost his place. Is Lo Celso been subbed off? No, just been booked. Right, let's make a sub here. This guy is not doing too good, is he? Can I get him off? You will lose this. Yeah, I know I will. Has anybody come on? All right, as soon as someone else comes on, I'm going to make that sub. So if anybody's keeping their eye on this game, please let me know. Please let me know. If you get more Prem Classic smashers with Rodri out for the season, you could take advantage as you don't have to compete with his 90 plus. So who are the smashers? I've got KDB, I've got Bruno, Cole Palmer, Saka, a Salah. They're the ones probably right. So let's go there. Armband on him if I don't sell him. But let's have it right. I mean, all of these lineups just look shit, right? Guaita comes in there. I don't even think I can play the second team in this one. I think that would have to be played in. I mean, he's not going to fit in underdog, is he? Sale will, Guaita will. I haven't got a defender. That is shit. That is shit. What about All-Star? Leave that. Salah, Saka, Palmer, Trent on a good matchup. Yeah. Could you show the Madrid prediction on Inside if you get the chance? Ladell, so you want me to pay for this subscription and then to show you predicted lineup? All right, mate. I'll show you. There you go. Jude at 60. Vinny. Mbappe at 60 as well. There's going to be a little bit of rotation there, playing against a pretty weak team. Militao down at 70%, could play Chouameni. But yeah, exactly right. Take a print screen, mate, because I'm going to come off this now anyway. So let's have a look at All-Star. All-Star. Big brain move. So I've got Gomez there playing against Nice. Goalkeeper wise, what have I got? Yeah, it's pretty shit, isn't it? That's why it might be better for me. No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't be better for me to do that. It wouldn't be better for me to do that. So it would have to be something like, I don't know, play him in. I'd have to play him in limited, surely. So I ain't even got a goalkeeper. It'd have to be Guaita. And none of these are going to play, are they? Who have they got as athletic? Athletic. Where am I going here? He's got DeMarcos in there. So it would have to be that. Which ain't filling me with confidence. Don't know about you boys. Not filling me with confidence at all. At all. Any subs in that game? Let's have a look. Games. No subs yet. Nice to see Rodriguez playing though. Nice to see him playing. I think that he could do well for Betis. I was surprised though, because I feel like I've been seeing Ricardo Rodriguez for fucking years. Years and years. Almost over a decade, and yet the geezer's still young. He is still young. Well, it's just not very good, is it? So if I save that, I haven't really got anything else in there, have I? Just can't do anything. Obviously Unastal, but he's up for sale. I'd rather sell him than use him. Sold Karim days before his move. Tough. Bellerin, I don't think plays there. Yeah, I think everybody else is dead. So it comes back into Team 2 here, which is basically dead. You could have Solanke and Davies maybe out of this to go into an underdog rare. Well, not to go into that, but I was just reading an underdog rare lineup. Don't know. Shit. What can you do on Sorare for 60 quid? At the moment, I am trading up until around 150 because competing is impossible. I think you're doing the right thing, mate. I think that you should keep trading. For 60 quid, it's not going to get you too much unless you buy a collection of a team that's not very good. Like a contenders team, somebody low down, and hope that they smash. But I think that your best thing to do is to trade if you are successful at doing that. Have you ever considered selling your rare La Liga for an in-season? Essence cash sounds better way to grow. I have thought of that, John. Yeah. I've got. Oh, someone's made me an offer, boys. Like, I'm not even gonna. I don't even know what that costs, but just don't care. Just don't care. I just want to catch this substitute. As soon as he comes on, I want to make that sub. Yeah, John, sorry, mate. I have, but when I look at it, and this is where I think that a lot of Sorare managers go wrong. and I certainly go wrong. I'll look at this and I'll say to myself, well, do you know what? I've spent, let me pull them up before I rare. And I look at it and I think, oh, well, I'll lose 50% on Bellerin, 50% on Pareo, 80% on DeMarcos, 50% on him. Don't know what I spent on him. All right, I'll make that back a little bit on Cardona. Fine. Fornals, I don't think I'll get anywhere near 30 quid. Nope. So I've lost basically 50 to 60%, I would say, on most of these. Now, that being said, if I was to sell them, you're right. Who could I buy in season, and could I have better fortunes there? Potentially. But going back to the problem that I kind of find myself in is that I look at it and think, well, I don't want to be selling on that big of a loss. The trouble is that they're not really going to gain any more, are they? So maybe you're right. Maybe it is another thing to look at. Just selling everyone here, selling the whole lot, and just it is what it is. I made a decision. It didn't work out. Go somewhere else. Go more in season, and see how lucky I can get there. Maybe that is the case. But then again, in season, who am I going to buy? And do I stay in 1L's on? Beautiful. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I'm just going to go ahead and trust you, and I'm just going to do it. So he comes up. Oh, on field. Perfect. Look at that. 2 minutes left. 1L's comes on for him. Sweet. Thanks, autograph collectors. Appreciate that, mate. John says you will lose that amount on them, but do you not think your upside is capped? Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. I'm letting my thought process, my emotions, whatever we want to call it, in the fact that I'm going to be losing money rather than the upside. So to finish your comment, not to think about the upside is capped with this, as they can only go lower, and in the Liga to win big, you regroup to recoup. I think that's meant to be. You would need a Madrid stack, etc. Sebastian says, issue I found with in-season is if you don't perform that season, you automatically also take a loss on the in-season turning classic. Yes, you do on that, but if you play for the 2 years, so I made a video on this. If you didn't see it, it was when I was buying the Tottenham cards. So if you buy in season, you've got a decision to make at the end of the year, right? You either say, do you know what? Anything that I've won for this year is going to be a bonus, and then I'm going to sell. I could either sell the whole collection. And yeah, you might only get 30% back, but you hope to win the other 70% throughout that season. Or you keep it and you play a game for 2 years. You play your classic, because you should have by then had built up enough XP and your collections, etc., to still get some of the rewards in the classic competitions. Like that Tottenham lineup, say I have Romero by them, right? So Vicario, Romero, Porro, Maddison, and Son. Pick the right captain that game week. I'm going to have them all on 10 XP in terms of their level, and then I'm going to have 5% collection bonus as well. So I'm going to win some sort of in-season card next year, which you can sell, and then you can go from there. So it's you either play the long game, obviously, or you decide to cut your losses because you've had a decent first season. So I'm seeing it as cycles. I'm not necessarily seeing those limited cards, especially because that's where I'm kind of buying in season, as like big losses, if that makes sense. Is it because you then crystallize the loss on them by selling them? So holding them, hypothetically, you still haven't fully lost that amount of money because you own them. Exactly. But you might be onto something there. I mean, if I was to sell all of these guys, yeah, if I sold the Unistal in season, if I sold the Griezmann in this, I mean, that's 300 quid, call it. Sell the rest of it, that might be another 200. All of a sudden, I've got £500, which invested in the right areas could probably perform a bit better than these guys. You're right. Oh, what's going on, Mike? Welcome, mate. Sebastian, 100%, but classics are dirt cheap at the moment. You could do it that way too. And you don't take a huge loss at the end of the year on your cards. Yeah, but if you're buying early enough in the in-season, you're going to give yourself 34, 33 game weeks to win stuff, right? To win that essence regularly, to finish in the top 50%, getting those bonuses, getting those boxes, sorry. I think that it's different if you've got 10 games left and you're going out there and buying in season, because I think you'll just get eaten alive. And that's why I want to make that decision now. Like, what do I do? Or what do I do? What do I do with it? Now I'm getting on with these rivals. So winning Betis now, which is good. And then I'm not doing too well. Oh, and now I'm winning Benfica as well. Perfect. Oh, I've got. Is he maybe another offer, or somebody else has? £116. What did I have him up for? Forget. So I've got him out for 145, and he's been going for. Well, all right, yeah, that's just not enough, is it? I'll counter him with 140. All right. FF Thinker, Sean Thorpe, welcome to the stream, mate. Evening all, really enjoying this season. Have invested in new season and have way too many classics, but it's great fun. Who have you invested in, sir? What teams? Which players? Which competitions? Sebastian, but in my opinion, boxes are just not enough. Top 25% in classic is not bad either. In my opinion, paying 2x, 3x price for an extra 25% is not worth it. Am I wrong? You have to win some actual cash huge before worth. Cash before worth, in my opinion. So I think that you are wrong in a way that you say that boxes are just not enough. For me, I've just won some boxes, crafted a card. Yes, it's luck. There's been a lot of luck out there though, right? In these crafts. So I think I've crafted 3 tier 5 rares. I've got a tier 4 card, a tier 5, and obviously now that tier 1 card Unistal, right? So I know it's all luck, but boxes are if I was to win an Unistal in season and I was playing Challenger Classic and I won that card, I'd have to probably finish in like the top 6 or 7. That's a big score, right? 480, 490, maybe 500 score. Whereas if you're just crafting, you're getting those boxes, you might get lucky, etc., etc. I know it's hypothetical, right? Who knows? You might do that all season and just pull tier 5s. I don't know, but I think that sort of, it's not really a method, but that path can't be underestimated. Mike said, I bought some MLS in-season limiteds recently, knowing their limited utility. However, got lucky this week and made their cost back. There you go, mate. There you go. You name the competition or region, I'm in it. Nice, Sean. Get in there. Also taking the chance of moving into classic rare as well. Nice. Progression. Working your way up. Beautiful. But you would pay 5. So 2x and 3x. So you've got to think about the right cards in a way as well, right? So for somebody, there's cards out there at the moment where, say they're limited in season or something's like £80. Well, their classic might be like 30. So just buy their classic card and then fill them with the other in seasons. You've already saved yourself 50 quid there. I know that you've got to look at different cards and it's not one rule for all. But for example, I done it with that Bruno, right? That Bruno in season is double, if not triple, the price of what I paid for his Why can't I do this? There we go. For his thing, but I'll just buy the classic version because I've got the collection around him already. So it's just ways and means. I don't know what's right. I just know what I think is right for me right at the moment. Will you ever start saving essence for a bigger craft at some point? So I don't think that I will. One, because do you know what? Just fucking either pay that or don't have him. Um, will I save? I think going into the second half of the season, maybe I would save a bit more because at the moment the in-season prices, like this Unistal in-season, I don't see him being at this price in 5 months' time. So I kind of just want to get in, try my luck, and get out again. Especially when you can win a 20 essence in a box. That's a tier 5 guaranteed. And then I haven't got to finish X position in the competition. So I think I'm just going to rip it and try and get lucky, to be honest. But yeah, big question as well is what do you enjoy watching? What do you enjoy watching for where your boost? Big question as well is what do you enjoy watching for where you boost your gallery? I don't know if I'm being stupid and reading that, but big question as well is what do you enjoy watching for where you boost your gallery? And maybe it's late. Look at Napoli. If you go champion season, not just because I come second with them, but they look good. Tough games. You can get a double defender, easier games, double forward, no Europe, so less rotation. Exactly that, Mike. Picking the team, picking the price points, and not going out there and buying your Real Madrid and stuff because you are going to spend a lot of money on those, right? Also, winning cash in season is so much easier than winning a card. Exactly. Yeah, my thoughts exactly. Second half of the season might save up. Yeah, I think so, Rock. I think that's the way to go. For now, I'm just gonna keep ripping and hopefully I can get lucky. Um, may have been asked, but are you looking at targeting the upcoming league specials for Austria and Croatia? I'm not, mate. No, I don't have any of those cards, and I don't plan on buying into them either. No, he sent me a counter. Did he? Let me refresh that. Oh no, that's the one that I've already gone back to. Fair enough. It's decent that I've got some interest in Innistal already, and then I can potentially go out there and start. I am leaning towards. I think my head's saying. What is my head saying in all of this? I think my head's saying sell Innistal, which I'm doing. Sell Griezmann because he's out of place in with this quality of gallery. You've now got it into my head that maybe I'll just sell all of these guys and try and get out, and then use all of that money and go somewhere else. And that somewhere else to me is potentially that in season limited Bundesliga. What other option have I got? Really, I don't know because as soon as the MLS stops, by the way, I didn't realize my teams were so shit this week. It's pretty shit. It's just all on Tottenham, right? Come back, Thorgan Hazard. How much is Hazard in season? £1.40. Jesus fuck. Well, this is a different guy, right? No. Let me see who he's selling. Come on, mate. Just deposit and buy him. Just deposit and buy him. Do you think there could be a strategy buying the smasher teams in the championship, as if they get promoted, they go from contender to prem? The trouble that you'll have with that though is that he's rejected. All right, he can't do it. The trouble that you have with that is what luck you're going to have with them in the prem. Right, we've seen it with Ipswich and Southampton coming up this season. In the current season, they're obviously going to do well if they're going to get promoted. But as soon as they hit the prem, they're just going to be shit cards. Like you don't want a Southampton stack this Premier League season. Now, if they get relegated, you'd probably want it next season. But yeah, this is where these stars will be stars, or you'll get rewarded as they get promoted. You'll get rewarded in terms of you can play in higher competitions or whatever, but you're not really going to do much. I mean, with all of this is why I put out on Twitter the other day. What would you do if you had £200? And that's me just thinking, oh, if I sell Unastal, what do I do with it, right? But now, if I sell Unastal on my La Liga guys, what do you do with £500, £400? What would you do with that? Considering that I've already got limited in-season prem, I've already got the MLS guys, which is obviously going to fade out at the end of the season. So what do I do with them? I don't think that's enough. To go into an in-season rare team. Like if you wanted to go in-season Bundesliga, considering that you're just going to get smashed by fucking Bayern Munich every week, it seems, where there's literally no let-up. We're looking at a goalkeeper. Obviously, you'd buy a classic goalkeeper, right? So a decent classic goalkeeper as well is probably Zentner. Zentner is probably and him. So what's his scores like? It's not too bad. And then Decky, or whatever his name is. The good thing that this year about this goalkeeper is that he will play Champions League games, whereas he got rotated a lot in the Europa League last season. Plays for his country as well. So you'd buy him for what, £100? And you'd probably wait for an auction and just spend a little bit more. Oh no, that's £300. So £100. So let's work on a £400 budget. So you got £300 left. Is he around about the same price? Touch more, 10 or more or so. So you'd buy him, but then if he goes down, you're fucked. Defender, I don't think it's a certain. There won't be a rotation. Oh, I agree. I don't think it's certain. I think that he'll just play. He's got a better chance of playing Europe. Is probably what I'm trying to say. You'd come into here, and well, it's not going to get you much, is it? An in-season Bundesliga team. Who do you buy? Maybe a Ram, because even he's in season, I bet he's through the roof. £230. You just can't do it at rare level, I don't think. So not with £400, £500. And then even if I was to keep Griezmann, obviously the cost comes down for the rest. I need an in-season goalkeeper, which is Citizen's about £100. Ter Stegen and Rodri injuries show how much more of a risk in-season can be. Absolutely, Mike. And I think that at the price point that I'm talking about, it just has to be limited. I don't know another way of playing it at the moment, unless you invest more money, which I'm not prepared to do at the moment. So for the way that I want to play the game, I think it has to be limited for me, which is mental, because 6 months ago, I had something like 25 super rares in my gallery, or maybe a bit more than that. Maybe like 10 months ago, I had I had about 20 odd super rares, um, and no limited. And then all of a sudden, I'm thinking about going to limited, which is mental. And they said it was progression, right? What's going on, Sander? Welcome, sir. Sebastian, if I buy classic cards, I doubt prices will fall as hard as in season that loses utility. Am I wrong here? Classic cards will always depreciate because of the in season going into classic. And if the trend continues, people are realizing that in season is the way to go. Overall, is the way to go. Now, I think that there's still things to win in season, as you can tell when I'm still in classic, as you can tell when I'm playing Carlos Hill, Messi, etc. But yeah, I've got another. Oh, he's come back for more. 132. 132 he's willing to give me for Unistal. $132. It's just a bit short, isn't it? And even that was a direct offer of 155. No, I'm gonna stick to my guns on that. I know it's only £8, but no, that's what you need to send, mate. Just deposit another tenner if you're that interested. Predictable, I say that Romero is suspended. Seems like an error, right? Nope, he's out, says Sean. I just didn't think that he was going to be playing anyway, so I don't think it matters whether he's suspended or not, in all honesty. You seem to forget you can win cards in Classic that gives in season. Oh no, I don't forget it, mate. That's why I'm playing. Like my best lineup going into pretty much every single game week is Classic. Like every game week. You look at some of my Classic cards. I mean they're older now as well, so can't you? Can you do it by? Oh, you can. But you can't do it by that. But you'll see. You'll see in here, right? So best lineups: Ricky Puig, Carlos Hill, Messi, Wagner, Otamendi, Benteke, Pansil, another Steve Clark. All right, that's in season. Acosta and Evander that I won from Classic, Diego Rossi, etc. So no, I 100% like agree. There's Classic is not dead. What people say, Classic is not dead. You just need top players to get some rewards. Would you recommend going into cash instead of ETH? So I was in between for a good few months on that, cash or ETH, and I think I don't follow ETH enough. I mean, what even is ETH now? I don't follow it enough to know what's going on with it, so to speak. So I just thought it'd be better for me to just go cash, in all honesty. Just focus on cash. It is what it is. Sometimes I might have a little look at ETH and cash in terms of like Sorare data, but yeah, it is what it is. Rizzle, mate, I am so depressed. Full sporting stack, 402 points from 4 people, and Pedro Goncalves is a DMP. Yeah, that's really tough, mate. That's really tough. Was he expected out? Was he expected out? Has he just sent that again? No, I don't want that. You need to pay that, pal. That's what you need to pay. Yeah, but I mean, at some point there is a limit where it can fall off too. Rewards value tied to in-season cards value. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Totally understand. John says, if you sold your La Liga and used the funds to go in-season Challenger Rare, could make a strong lineup. In-season Challenger Rare. If I sold La Liga, that's probably going to get me what, 250 quid. So if I've already got Unistal, if I don't sell him, he's rejected my offer anyway. Hopefully he'll be back. Um, 250 quid. I mean, maybe, yeah, maybe. But then, which, I suppose then it becomes the scouting, right? Which in-season players do you have from Challenger? Um, and I know there's a lot of teams out there. The MLS goes from end like beginning of November to March, maybe mid Feb. I just don't know if I'd enjoy it though. That's the thing, because I played the Belgium league and played Eredivisie for a long time. I don't know. It's interesting, John, that you say that. It is interesting. Scott Marshall, welcome, mate. Sebastian, he's saying classic. He gets more competition, more competitive each season. Exactly, in season doesn't. People are already complaining about classic this season. Imagine next year when there's exactly that. That's what I was trying to say earlier. Ollie, I'm in cash, less stressful with the ETH price, in my opinion. Exactly, same as me. Sebastian says they seriously can't let classic die. There are people with 3 million galleries, etc. If they let it die, they're destroying their OG fan base. They can't. I don't think it will die. No, they'll still provide the competitions. You'll still be able to win in-season cards through classic competitions, but it's not their subscription model, if you want to look at it like that, right? So they're trying to think of a way from a business standpoint to entice people to spend money year in and year out. Now, even me with a gallery, all right, it was about 12 grand, 13 grand, or whatever it was a year ago, right? But even me, I had cards like Carlos Hill that I paid obviously a lot of money for. Kai Wagner paid a lot of money for. Ricky Puig, Messi paid a lot of money for these cards. There was no reason whatsoever for me to go out there unless I wanted to buy the same card again. And at that point, I couldn't run multiple lineups anyway. There was no point. I was not interested in depositing money, and I was not interested in spending in buying more cards. So now, if in season becomes their subscription, it's bringing me back in. I want to spend more money. I want to buy more in season cards. That is their business model. Otherwise, eventually they would die. They would die. It was 95% to start. It's so painful. Yeah, that's well tough, mate. Really, really tough. You've got the ogre cost. Is it worth buying some more cards for the next game week? I don't know, mate. Check your prize pools, check your funds. I wouldn't go out there and buy one for a one-off game week. In my opinion, I would make sure that whoever you buy is a long-term stay in your gallery, for sure. John says, one of your videos you mentioned you enjoyed the scouting side. I do, and that's why I was thinking there. I was thinking, do you know what? Yeah, I wouldn't mind trying to fight some of these players. Yeah, it's interesting. Interesting. I think that more seasons that pass, the more divisions they'll add for Classic. Do you think that they'll start separating it a bit more there, Mike? Yeah. What's going on here, by the way? Betis is losing. They're losing. Has that made a difference to here? All right, so Betis is over full time. So I'm hoping that I won that, and I'm winning this one for Benfica. Otamendi with the 90. So what does that do to my game week here, actually? Let me just make sure that Otamendi with a captain's armband, yeah, the 114. So definitely not getting... So does that win me... I'm about 3 points away from a box, right? 3 points away from a box. Fuck's sake, over here. Otamendi. Here we go. 2 points to a reward. Oh, get me a box. Come on, Otamendi. What's his actual score? Come on, Otamendi. Do some bits in the end. Do some bits in the end, sir, and get me a nice little box. If you get an in-season challenger rare as well, when MLS returns, you could use classic in their lineups. John, what are you doing to me? I come on here with loads of paths to take anyway. It was like, oh yeah, I'll get a Stuttgart collection, and then I was like, oh no, and I'll sell this one. Oh, I don't want to play the Liga anymore, Classic, or do I strengthen it, or do I buy a Premier League? And now, the one thing that I didn't expect to do was to be going out there buying an in-season challenger team. Rare. Fuck. You've got a Rivals box ready to open, have I? Stop it. Have I? Rivals. Where do I find the box though? Am I being stupid here? Missions. Claim on the right. Right, let's go back here. Left hand side, daily missions. Oh, fuck me. Do you know what? I was looking at the top right. I know you can't see where my mouse is because of the camera. Right, come on then. Big one. Big one. Come on. Yes! One arena ticket. Oh, don't want to open up Logic Pro. We'll take it. We'll take it, boys. True General. Score more than 100 points with your captain. Oh, I'm getting a box there then as well. I'm getting a basic box. Because Otamendi scored more than 100, right? Then I'll be 2 out of 3 wins. I should be... Oh, that's nice. I'm up there in divisions. Getting a premium box or whatever it is. Do you not think that you would smash with Messi Gill giving 90 plus in season if you can get into D1? So with Challenger, I think I already am in. I think I'm in D2 with 2 of my lineups for in season Challenger. So, I mean, yeah, if I was to buy an in-season challenger goalkeeper, I mean, Unistal would be on the shortlist again, coming back into the gallery for the 3rd time. In order for me to do that, I need to sell all my La Liga shit. I need to get rid of all of it. It's an avenue that I'll probably look at a little bit more tomorrow. I'll look at it, John. But yeah, it makes sense, doesn't it? You got a smasher coming into that lineup. Kind of what I'm doing with the limiteds, right? We're in season. I'm bringing in a Bruno, bringing in a KDB, and I'll already have 10% XP, which I've already got on Messi and Hill and etc. Anyway, so maybe. Sebastian says, so you think if you start with 2K to go full in season, and if I have a poor year, I just take the 50% loss since the galleries are turning into classic, where classic is more. If personally, if I was coming into the game now with £2,000, I would 100% be buying in season. Now I don't know what, because I don't know how much that stretches in terms of like rare in season cards, etc. But I would 100% be going in season, and I'll be trying my luck for the rest of the year, seeing what I can get, and then making a decision at the end of the year whether I sell them and make a 60% loss or whatever. Which I don't think that's going to be a 60% loss anyway, because I think that if you're smart, you pick up the right in-season cards. I think that you get, especially with Essence and all of that, if you tot it all up, I think that you will get some return anyway on those cards, or you turn them into classic, and with the money that you win, you buy more in season, or you sell them, and I'd 100% be buying in season. Adrian says, would you buy a collection or 5 smashers with subs? Depends on the competition. I think in limited, you need collections. Yeah, I think, and I don't think so much in rare. I mean, the odd percent here and there in terms of collection would obviously really help. But I don't think it's as important in terms of limited. So yeah, I'm buying 5 smashers. I mean, that lineup that I showed there. This one. So Steve Clark's got what's that, 9% or whatever it is. Kai Wagner's 8.5%. Ricky Puig's 8%, 10% on Hill and 8.5%, I think it is, on Messi, because I've held them for a long time. So yeah, Otamendi got his score higher. Let's go. Come on. I mean, they're a bit slow, aren't they, on Sorare itself. Sorare data seems to be a bit quicker. I've just gone a really long-winded way around there. 80. He's on an 80. So what was he on before? He was on a 70, right? 2 shots on target as well. 1 big chance missed. Fuck. Otamendi, what are you doing to me, sir? John H, you have just described what you think someone new should be doing, so shouldn't you be taking your own? John! Fucking hell! You might as well punch me in the face, mate. Yeah, I know. I know. Maybe you'll see, John. Maybe you'll see me listing some of my La Liga cards tomorrow. All right? Maybe you'll see it. Let me sleep on it, John. John with the mic drop. Fucking hell. You need to stream, son. Siddy Keen, welcome, mate. Hello, sir. I'm thinking of selling my 23-24 Madrid collection and buying an in-season mini Barca stack. From Madrid to Barca. You traitor. I have an in-season Madrid stack already, but with both teams, I feel there's a better chance of winning. I don't know. I mean, maybe. Having a Barca stack and having a Madrid stack ain't going to be a bad thing. Let me tell you that. 3-0 Benfica. Who scored then? Who scored? Arthur Cabral. Did he come on? Otamendi with a little bit more. Antonio Silva with a very high score. Good partnership, that is, young and old. So if I come back into here, let me just make sure I'm winning this. Yeah. Let me check. Not rifles. I want a nice little box out of that. I don't think there's any. Yeah, here we go, boys. I've got a box. 8 points ahead. What is it? A 4-star box. See, this is what you want. 20, like, what did I get there? 376 points. I am basically 50 points away from a decent card, right? 50 points, which is a lot. Come to think about it, it is quite a lot in D1, but I've got a chance, a 10% chance, a 1 in 10 chance of getting a 20% essence and just crafting a card. See what we get. Check my gallery. Why do I need to check your gallery, Siri? What do you want me to do, mate? Silver assist just dropped me from a tier 1 to a tier 2. That's tough. That's tough, Mike. That is tough, sir. I'll be banned after this stream for that mic drop. John, what's your gallery, mate? Come on. You're giving it to me. What's your gallery and what's your strategy, sir? Back from dinner. Welcome back, Flim. Fuck me. Have I been on for 2 hours and... Jesus Christ. I only said to the missus that I'll be out for an hour or so. She's probably going to bed. She's probably going to bed. Antonio Silva scored. I'm getting won both Betis and Benfica games. So did I, sir. Fist pump to you. Fist pump to you. But that should secure me, I'm hoping. So in my squad, where am I at here? First in here. So that would be a tier... Sorry, what box is it? It's just a 3-star box, isn't it? And then in here, he's got one playing as well. Yeah. Nice. I'm on a 55. Beautiful. Those rep points are crazy. Promotion for our team. Essence wise, this is where I'm at. So hopefully, in the boxes that I win for limited, it brings me over this tier 5 plus. I get more, 5 more, and I will be ripping that straight away. And rare wise, obviously, I actually used it twice. I only put the video up on Unistal, but I got this guy as well, which I don't know if anybody knows anything about him. Taha Tepe at Trabzonspor. Trabzon's easy for me to say. He sold for like £18 the other day on auction. I don't think that is he a sub? Taha is horrible. Sweet. Just what we want to hear. Thank you, Siri. Thank you very much. But he's their number 2. He got a game last season, game or two last season. Yeah, so he was my first pull. Tier 4, he was my first pull from the tier 5, and then obviously smashing Unistal after that. Not literally. It'd be a bit weird. Yeah, Cameron Archer as well. He was a little tier. He was a, what do we call it? A crafted card. And I checked in this. He had 3 big chances missed. 3 big chances missed last game week, and the game before that, it was 2 big chances missed, and he missed a penalty. He's not having a good time, is he? I'm taking off, having a good one. Nice one, Rock. Appreciate you dropping in, sir. Take care. Take care. To be honest, on that note, I mean, I might call it a day as well, boys. For next week, not looking good at all, really. This lineup might be sold anyway, with John giving me the advice or telling me to take my own advice. So I better have a little think if I want to play them or if I want to sell them. And then, yeah, it's all about the Tottenham and the Man United game, really. All about the Spurs and Man United game. With that being said, boys, I've enjoyed tonight. I know there's been a lot of, oh, if I do this and if I do that or whatever, but appreciate you guys for stopping by. You know, it's really nice to see when you are streaming that there's a lot of chat and stuff going on and people do actually tune in and you know, there's talking points and stuff like that, bit of banter and everything like that. So appreciate you guys dropping in. Have a good evening, and yeah, watch out for some more videos. If you don't follow me on Twitter, at the Parrot Press. If you're not subscribed on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. And as always, guys, I will see you in the future. And yes, Mike, I might do something completely different. Yes.